I'm licensed marriage and family therapist Joe Follette Jr. Thank you for joining me on my 4th video. In this series, I'm sharing what it takes to become a sizzling hot marriage. In order to become a sizzling hot marriage, you've got to get a sizzle mindset. A sizzle mindset represents 8 levels of intimacy a couple must achieve to become all that God intended for their marriage to be. These 8 sizzle mindsets are: be committed, be flexible, be available, be calm, be talkative, be sexy, be mindful, and be God-centered. In this video, I want to help you achieve the 4th sizzle mindset level of intimacy: be calm. I want you to learn how being calm can reduce the hostility between you and enhance your communication significantly. How well do you manage your emotions? Are things tense right now in your marriage? Too many couples frequently get upset with each other and end up treating each other like they're enemies instead of lovers when they disagree. They yell and holler, saying so many unkind things to each other, and often end up not talking altogether for extended periods of time. And God forbid if they hit each other. This is childish behavior, y'all. But it's so easy to fall into. I know, I've been there. Emotionally mature adults are able to converse in a conversational tone about anything. They're able to effectively manage their emotions. They don't take everything personally. They give the other person the benefit of the doubt and the opportunity to think and feel however they want. They don't demand the other person to be or think a certain way. Emotionally mature adults are confident and secure within themselves and don't require others to comply with their wishes or agree in order to think or feel good about themselves. Unfortunately, a lot of adults didn't get what they needed as children and continue to throw temper tantrums into adulthood. Often when children experience neglect, abuse, trauma, overindulgence, or simply have parents with mental health issues, they tend to not have learned how to effectively manage their emotions. You don't have to exhibit hostility to have problems managing your emotions. It took me a second marriage and 10 years into it to realize that I had emotion management problems. I had been blaming my wife for how I felt. This was manifested as I argued with her. But it wasn't until I took personal responsibility for my emotions that I became an emotionally mature adult, able to manage my emotions effectively. Arguing with my wife was not being calm. I was so busy focusing on her negatives and trying to change her that I couldn't see my own. I had my hammer and chisel out trying to change her into the woman I imagined she should be, instead of looking in the mirror and seeing my own faults that I needed to work with and appreciating the woman who she was. I actually thought I knew what was best for her. That arrogance nearly ruined my marriage. You see, when you know everything, you have a hearing problem. You can't hear what others are trying to tell you. It took my first wife leaving me and our toddlers with me to finally hear what she had been saying to me all along. I don't love you like that, and I don't want to be married to you. A message I had campaigned hard to not hear. For 10 years into my second marriage, I was campaigning to get my wife to speak to me in a calm manner. So busy chiseling on her, I paid no attention to what she was trying to tell me. It was only when I started experiencing panic attacks that I realized I wasn't being the calm person I was advocating her to be. So busy trying to control her, I had lost control of myself. Finally, as I settled down to focus on my own calmness, I was able to hear the wisdom she was trying to communicate to me in her own way. Concepts that were destined to make me a better man. God told me that I didn't love my wife when I was arguing with her. He told me that if I loved her, I would accept, appreciate, and cherish her just like she is. Actually, by arguing with her, I was actually damaging her self-esteem. I was telling her in my actions that what she had to say held no value to me. But ultimately, not listening to my wife, I was hurting myself. I was limiting what God had for me in my wife. I thank God she didn't give up on me. I thank God He turned me around and shut me up so I could finally listen to her. While I inevitably will see things differently than she does, I now can take my lenses off to put hers on. I now see how valuable her perspective is to me. More often than not, I actually end up taking the path that she requests. Why? Because she is smarter than me. No, really. In a lot of ways, my wife is smarter than me, and I'd be better off listening than ignoring her. If you take this attitude in your marriage, you will be calm too. I would never have admitted that 10 years ago. And since I started listening and being calm, she stays calm. Go figure. Being calm is essential for a couple to create a safe space for communication and companionship. If you're suffering from anxiety, depression, anger, and bad moods, you must bring your emotions under control if you want your marriage to thrive. You can no longer expect your spouse to help you feel better. That is a matter you must take into your own hands. Once a couple has achieved calmness, they enter a level of intimacy that is deeply fulfilling. So now it's time to look at yourself and look in the mirror. How are you on the calmness scale? From 0 to 100, rate yourself. What percentage are you in staying calm when it gets hot in the kitchen? Be sure to watch my next video on being talkative, the 5th level of intimacy a couple must achieve to have a sizzle mindset. Give me a thumbs up by subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to learn more about deepening your marital intimacy, make sure you pick up a copy of my book, The Sizzle Mindset, 7 Secrets to Keep the Passion Alive in Your Marriage. You can get started today changing your mindset. See you in my next video.